I've decided to make my History Plays video a bit more entertaining in ways that, I used to watch things beforehand and then record. And obviously it's very tricky to do History Plays videos because, believe it or not, the production companies are already making tons of money out of these historical movies or historical TV shows, are also trying to prevent me from monetizing my videos. So I'm not sure if this one will be monetized as well. I'll put in the description below if it is or if it isn't. But at the same time, I really like doing these types of videos, and I like showing you my utter and proper reaction to things. So what I've decided to do here, I think it's a bit new. You asked for me to review The White Princess, and what I would like is to react to video clips instead. So you have my full reaction. I haven't watched it before. I've decided to start with White Princess Season 1 Episode 6, where Elizabeth of York is speaking Spanish, because I was like very intrigued. So let's do this. I kind of like the costumes, I have to say. And so this is Isabella of Castile. I like it. I like it. Like very how I would imagine Isabella of Castile. A very strong woman. I like, and it's, yeah, very interesting. So wait, so there are in Castile, but they didn't travel, right? But they did send ambassadors. Okay, let's go with the flow.
I present King Henry VII of England and his Queen Elizabeth.
They look nice. A bit nicer than the portraits, but yeah. Let's keep going.
Thank you for the wonderful dancing. We are most charmed by your daughter. We are honored to visit your most beautiful palace.
Did you see the attitude of Isabella of Castile? I couldn't roll my eyes more than that.
It has long been my wish to form an alliance between our two great nations with the marriage.
Our two great nations? There's one great nation at a time. Let's keep going.
Of our son and heir, Prince Arthur and Princess Catherine.
Hablemos castellano.
Excelencia, el rey solo habla inglés, francés y flamenco.
Did you see how Ferdinand of Aragon remained so quiet? It's really like what I love here. We really have a court that is ruled by Isabel of Castile, and it's because they're all in Castile at the time. And I like that with the partnership between Aragon, Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabel of Castile, and I think it's probably like accurate that they were true political and diplomatic partners. And what I mean by that is that Isabel of Castile was a very strong queen, and Ferdinand of Aragon was not trying to undermine her strength. And that is well represented here.
You saw our daughter, Catalina. She's beautiful and rich. Daughter to the mightiest land in Europe.
Basically saying already, like, we're not the same here. We are the strongest. And it's true. At the time, the alliance between Castile and Aragon made Spain like the strongest country of Europe, for sure.
¿Han eliminado ya los dos pretendientes?
No, no lo han hecho. Nuestra hija es la más cotizada en el mercado del matrimonio. Sin embargo, se presentan aquí, sin ni siquiera haber sido capaces de solucionar sus propios asuntos.
Excelencia. He aprendido su idioma con mis hijos para poder hablar con la princesa Catherine. Catalina, cuando llegue a la corte real.
Pues no nos andemos más por las ramas. Eliminemos a los dos pretendientes. Quitémoslos de en medio. Al muchacho que dice ser su hermano y al conde que está encarcelado en la torre.
Ese muchacho es un farsante.
Sin embargo, los dos cuentan con mucho apoyo. Y los dos quieren ir a la guerra. Pronto habrá un nuevo rey. ¿Por qué entregaríamos nuestra hija en matrimonio para que enseguida tenga que dar su corona a otro?
It's so good here because obviously they bring into what's going on during Henry VII's reign, and it's true that his reign was massively undermined by the pretenders. There's an excellent book that I'm going to put down below by Nathen Amin about that, and I think you should definitely read it. Nathen Amin is a historian who's absolutely brilliant at bringing, that type of history to light. So, and who has a very strong interest, but also who's done tremendous research on that topic. Here, it's so well made and so well done that they're discussing it here, and that Isabel of Castile is saying, there is something very interesting. You want our daughter, but we're the strongest country in Europe. You are not, but on top of that, you have some problems in your own country. So fix this before we can discuss marriage, right? I will tell you a bit more about the relationship between Elizabeth of York and Isabel of Castile, because I think here we have these two women who now are speaking the language, so they're taking over the diplomatic discussions, and it's actually what happened in history. So I would say well done. Well done for that.
Deshagámonos de ellos.
Si nuestros países se unificaran,
Les protegeríamos. Mi hija es su última línea de defensa, ¿verdad? Vuestro ejército, vuestra caballería, vuestra armadura. No. Solamente cuando exista un solo heredero al trono de Inglaterra, volveremos a hablar de matrimonio. Mientras tanto, la alianza no será posible. Inglaterra está sola.
So here we really have Isabel of Castile making the shots. And I love it because you have barely Ferdinand of Aragon or Henry VII talking. So it's really he putting the women at the forefront of diplomatic relations. And again, it's so well done because Elizabeth of York and Isabel of Castile were the ones discussing the marriage negotiations between Catalina and Arthur. That is so good that it is represented in a historical fiction manner in this TV show. Though obviously they didn't meet, but they exchanged letters. They were well aware that there were problems in England and in English history. They were well aware that there were pretenders. They were well aware that they needed an alliance. England needed an alliance, and they had the upper hand. So I would say quite well done here. Let's see how this clip ends. I'm really interested because obviously, Isabel of Castile is really badass here.
¿Tienes claro lo que debes hacer?
Yo creo que esta niñita me entiende perfectamente.
The little girl. Okay, that's going a bit too far, I think. Because Isabel of Castile actually did show lots of respect to Elizabeth of York. Elizabeth of York is the daughter of a king, so I'm not sure she would have gone so far. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have. Isabel of Castile was someone very respectful, so okay, but that's funny. The clip, that's quite funny.
Dígale que se trata del Papa.
So here she doesn't want Elizabeth to translate the conversation to Henry and pretend that it is the Pope that is preventing the union.
She says both Arthur and Catherine are very young. She wishes for a papal dispensation. That will take time.
And here, obviously, Elizabeth of York is playing the game. Okay, what do I think about this scene here? I think they nailed it. I think they nailed it on so many levels. And I think that they show how the two women were very important in marriage negotiations. Now, if you want to know a bit more about what actually happened, let's dive in. So we know that actually Elizabeth of York wrote to Isabel of Castile and tried to play a role and a part in the marriage negotiations between Arthur, her eldest son, and Princess Catalina. And so she wrote a letter on the 3rd December 1497. And in this letter, Elizabeth of York showed great attitude towards Catherine and promised Isabel that she would treat Catalina, as her own daughter, as a true daughter. And she even said that she saw Catalina and Catherine as their common daughter. And here we can see, we don't have all the letters exchanged, but what I love on that clip is that though we don't have the extent to which Elizabeth of York really played a role in the marriage negotiations, we know she did play a role. We don't have all the evidence for it. But here it shows that the two women were the reasons of why there's an alliance between England and Spain. And I love that for a few reasons, because we always see Elizabeth of York as someone so passive, someone so, in the background, not very that interesting, when actually it's not true. She was absolutely brilliant. And I think she should be accredited more for what she's actually done for England and her country than what we're doing at the moment, how we sing her, how we are portraying her. So far in that clip, that I was just really intrigued because I was like, oh my God, she's speaking Spanish. I think it's really, really well done. And I think it shows Elizabeth of York, first of all, her education, her ability to speak Spanish when her husband can't speak Spanish, but also her desire to show that she really cares and that she wants to negotiate directly with Isabel of Castile. And I love that in that clip. If you like that type of video, me reacting, I've never seen it before, it's really my reaction, please leave a comment down below so I can make more of that content for you if it's what you like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!